them. They ain't crazy.
No, yeah, it's true. Specs, how you feeling, man?
I've had a bad day today. Today was one of my worst days. Hell in the cell, worst quarantine day. So after having a good evening last night watching Brian Banks documentary, I woke up this morning arguing in a group with my boys. Now I'm in a group with my friends that I've known for over 20 years. Rago, Issues, Frosty, Richard. There's about 12 men in there. Bait Barber. And these boys are arguing about religion.
Oh God.
And 5G and stuff. And I got upset because no one cares about the 29th of April. No one cares about the aliens attacking us. Everyone keeps talking about 5G and maybe, you know, Jesus come back and Egypt and etc. So I got really upset to the point where I was like, right, boys, 29th, you watch. And again, I'm not talking about critical here. Let's just leave critical out for a second. I'm talking about real aliens. So I got upset. I took it out on the family. I went out for a walk. And then I realized, you know what? Specs, calm down, man. These aliens want to attack you because you were the first one to tell everyone these aliens are coming.
Yeah.
So I realized, you know what? It's not that deep. So
Take me to your leader. Specs is the leader.
I'm the leader. If I'm already spreading the word, why am I mad people are not listening?
Yeah, you done your promo.
Everybody has their own beliefs.
Do you feel like we respect this alien story you've been telling us?
I think you do. I think every time I've told you about these aliens, Jordy and Tigo showed me eye contact. Everyone else just laughs like it's a joke. The critical diving header, okay, there's a joke there, but just imagine if critical did do a diving header. That's the impact. There's not a joke anymore. Everyone has their theories. My auntie thinks we all need to go to Israel. My uncle thinks everyone needs to be Muslim. And I believe on the 29th of April, aliens are coming.
You know what? Specs is right. Everyone has a different belief here. My mom is just praying it out. My dad's on some, we should all go back. Now's our time to go back. Africa. Like, everyone has one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not surrounded by a lot of people with a lot of faith, to be honest. Just a lot of people that get on with it. I feel like the most connected to faith I get is probably when I talk to when Harry's in Ramadan or like Blau loves Jesus.
Oh yeah, Blau is faith.
Blau is a.
I'm surrounded by a lot of faith. I don't know how I turned out like this because I'm so skeptical of everything.
This guy is. Where are you now?
Outside my house, bro.
That's not your house from yesterday, bro.
That is my house. I'm just not going to show my bait door. And on social distancing with my boy, but we're having a drink. You get me? I showed you my arm to show you the length that he's nowhere near, man.
Yeah, social distance.
Yeah, but you ain't worried.
How's everyone?
I was just outside playing headers and volleys.
No way. With who? Ben?
Yeah, Ben and my boy and his brother.
You Graham?
No, my brother.
Oh, okay. Headers and volleys is a sick game.
It's a sick game.
Sick game, more class.
I actually wanted to be in goal because it's more competitive to be in goal.
How?
What with the coats on the floor?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If it goes over the coat, you don't know if it's gone in or it's at the post.
There's a debate, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you've played ball with man for long enough, those rules have been set.
Why do man always say 11 aside? That's in.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Jordy, where the Maggies?
I'll tell you what though, my touch is outrageous right now. My touch is so bad.
He went up a notch.
There's no Maggies in my end, bro. Bossman said Friday.
Well, I'm on the Malibu and Coke like a bitch. My girls drink. But
I like Malibu and Coke.
In the fridge though. That's for an hour. I'm gonna try and get as burst as possible.
Listen, every drink that is considered a girl drink, I'm on my more favorite drink.
They bang in it, George. They bang.
I love a cocktail.
It was
I can't lie,
Malibu's
bro.
not bad, you know.
Alcohol is against my religion, boys.
Yeah, alcohol's against Spex's religion.
29th of April, all those alcohol bottles are getting smashed.
Everybody in the comments talking about football and transfer rumors and everything. Look, they're all we're gonna get into them. 432 people live right now. Thank you, every single one of you, for being live. Make sure you subscribe.
Grab a
You
drink.
probably all are.
If
You
you're
probably
underage,
all are.
Don't grab a drink.
But we got topics. We got topics. Whether it's Thomas Partey, I've got Ruud van Nistelrooy versus Robin van Persie in the chamber. Is in the chamber, ready to come back after last week. But I'm saving it for when we're down. We're struggling for topics right now.
Everyone head to the bar, get a drink.
If you're young, get a juice.
Everyone head to
If
the
you're
bar,
young,
get a
get a
drink.
juice.
The warm-up practice is happening right now.
I said the warm up.
But listen,
Dan is hiding, from Arms.
boys, I was very emotional yesterday, man.
About what?
Brian Banks.
Brian Banks, man. That was a very.
Oh, I'm watching that today, Specs. It looks emotional.
But you know it was. I remember, yeah. You see, when I got sentenced to prison, yeah.
Yeah.
My duty solicitor at the time said to me, "Specs, look, sorry, he didn't say Specs. What am I talking about?" He said, "Ferdinand."
Birds.
He said, "Ferdinand, make sure you go and just plead guilty because you just do probation. If you fight this case and the jury sees that you're guilty, you'll do 5 years. And 5 years seems like my life's over to me because I'm not a criminal.
It's
Hard to
true.
see past that, yeah.
So when I just thought, let me just go and plead guilty, whatever, and they gave me 30 months. I wanted to say to the judge, that's not the deal that was put on the table. So I remember when you got 6 years, I remember that's the trick they done on me. And then now you're in jail and you think that every day as day goes by, you think you're gonna go home tomorrow because there's a mistake. No.
All right, give us a brief summary of the Brian Banks, like where it is, what it is, just so the people who don't know what you're talking about.
So Brian Banks was he was a player. He was a young boy at 16, destined to be an NFL player, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is, at 16, he decides to make a decision in his school to go and do a thing with a girl. At his school, he had secret places. So he's gone there to do his thing, and then he's ended up changing his mind. Sorry about this, skits, because you're gonna watch it. So you mute me if you want.
Oh no, I like spoilers.
All right, cool.
You want to watch it, but go ahead.
So he's gone to do his thing with a girl, and the girl, obviously, he changed his mind. They go about their ways. The girl's embarrassed now because he hasn't done his thing on her. So she goes and tells her bedroom that obviously he raped her. He gets shifted straight away, thrown into this case, and then he gets sent to jail for 6 years.
Sadly.
But what I liked about him is that he stuck to the truth within himself. He fought his case and he ended up winning at the end.
Does he try to play NFL again, innit?
He tries to play NFL, and then he ends up making it as a 28-year-old. I understand. I think 28. So he's the first. He's an Ian Wright. He's someone that made it very late, and I think he's the only one in NFL that made it at 28.
Made it late.
Boys, let me tell you about White Boy Rick.
Yeah.
Man went from Black Barry to White Rick.
White Boy Rick done a non-violent crime and sat in jail and rotted.
Still there.
No, watch it, Tigo. He done 29 years in Detroit. And there's people that have been worse than him that have got out. But whilst he's doing that 29 years, they found a charge for him in Miami, for which he got found guilty and sentenced to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't a concurrent thing, it was a consecutive. So when he finishes that 25, he needs to go Miami and do another 5.
Oh. Everyone asking, White Boy Rick was he was part of a big drug gang in Detroit in the 80s and maybe the 90s.
Yeah.
And it turned out he was working for the feds at the same time. But he got carried away when the feds let him go. He just carried on being a drug dealer in Detroit. And yeah, you got to watch the documentary because a lot of it, like, it would just sound nonsensical if someone actually tried to explain it to you. It's mental.
Yeah. So finally, he's won his case in Detroit, and they let him out of jail because there was no grounds to keep him that long. So now he's in Miami finishing his fight.
What?
At least the end is in sight.
Yeah. It's a howler.
The thing is,
Anthony Trashage says, I've been doing 28 years in Detroit. Boring as hell here.
wow. Big up, Anthony from Detroit, man. Is that what they filmed his mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Detroit. It looks fucked.
Detroit, what?
Detroit got the
Free
cheap houses.
world, 313.
Detroit got what?
The cheap houses, I heard.
Yeah, there was a time you could buy that Middlesbrough. You could buy a house for 3 bags.
Yeah, I know. That's a catch, though, isn't it? I'd love a nice house, but Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah, it's
But
long.
you know we need to remember about these people. These people are going to jail in America.
Yeah.
It's not like jail here. Jail here is Butlins, Chesterton, Alton Towers. That's what jail is here. Do you know what I'm saying? Over there, time is time.
Bro,
Time-
when I watch prison in America programs.
Man,
The documentary is called White Boy Rick. Yeah, it's on Netflix UK if you're watching from the UK. White Boy Rick.
It's a house.
I watched
Andy's.
I watched Fade to Black yesterday.
oh, see, you know what my best
Come
favorite
on.
part of that is only freeway. That's it. It's how much going on stage.
You know what, Tigo? The other day I think I was following Made You Think or something.
Oh, great.
And I saw a clip of the Dame Dash's son arguing with him. And I thought to myself, shit, man, that's the little boy from Fade to Black.
Oh shit, yeah, Boogie.
Is he his father's son?
They were like,
Is he his father's son?
nah, he's his mum's son, man.
I'll stare down. He's not like
Yeah.
James.
Nah, he's not like Dame. No
He's
one's
got-
like him.
I remember he had his own
That's the
cookie.
most argumentative guy in the world.
He had his own cookie company. His son Boogie.
Yeah.
He went on.
he big
oh,
up
yeah, the
Breakfast
cookies.
Club, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they weren't getting on, and I just thought, Jesus Christ, that's that little boy, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. What's that, Skids?
Was that cookie company successful?
Who knows?
No.
Who knows? It's
Yeah.
not Maryland.
Ah,
But Fade to Black's cold, man.
I might watch that again as well, man.
Jay-Z retired
How
17
long
years
is it?
ago. It's an
How
hour,
long is it?
hour and 45.
Oh, that's
Is
alright.
that the one where
Yeah, man, I can sneak that in.
Jay-Z does a freestyle with Mary J. Blige at the end in a suit?
I need love. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
killed it, man.
Yeah.
Tigo,
Sick, man.
Jordy.
that tour or anger management tour?
Which, I don't know, what anger management. Is that got Eminem on it?
Eminem, Dre, and them.
No, you're thinking that was
What a talk. No, Up in Smoke is the best.
Up in
tour.
Smoke.
I think so, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, look, I probably Up in
One of
Smoke,
the
but
best
I don't need Eminem. I'll come after Eminem. Put Eminem on first, then I'll cut, or put him on last.
You
I'll
can't
be
hit
traffic.
Eminem then.
Do you rate Woodstock?
Rate it.
What?
Who's that?
Woodstock, big man.
Woodstock.
Put me there now. I'll try something.
Hayden Bennett has just
Is that like a
commented.
million people?
I had this in my notes. Hayden Bennett, Rate Cadets album. I was listening to it today. Actually, it does sound very good.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've only had one song from it so far.
the
I'll be
verses.
honest, I haven't given it a listen yet. You know, I need to. There's a couple of men on there.
I don't know if I thought it was going to be like Biggie duets or like one of those tribute albums, but the verses
Is there a
people.
theme to it?
Nah, it's just album. It's just an album. The verses people gave him were like verses. Young Ads came through. Chip banged. Like it's actually a good album. You could tell that like
Cold.
it's not the album he necessarily would have made because a lot of it is in a very similar theme. So it's like he's trying to master that, and maybe one or two of those would have got on the album, but it's never not good. It is very good.
I haven't rushed to hear anyone's new project during this time, I'll be honest. Because I've got time.
Mm.
Yeah, obviously you're waiting for that West Side Gun to come out on Friday.
Come on. Let's go.
You watched more than you listened.
Let's go. I'm waiting for West Side. I'm waiting for. There's someone else I'm waiting for, but I forgot. Isaiah Rashad, Kendrick, someone from TD at least.
What about Cartboy? What's his name? Cartboy Cartier.
Playboy.
Playboy.
I don't understand that hype. I'll be honest. It's not my wave. But he has got a.
Yeah, that's like grunge rap. That's like that fucking. Yeah, that's that.
I just finished Tory Lane's project. I just finished it off. Terrible. Again.
He's all right. Nah, he sound like the old.
Tory. His voices are not. You can't listen to his voice for too long. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I never
screaming, but
I never liked him.
I enjoyed that project. I did.
Did you like it, Juds?
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like some of his old shit.
Tigo, you that white guy who doesn't like Eminem, thinking it gives him rap cred. I'm not short of rap cred. I don't like Eminem.
He can rap though, isn't it?
He can rap, yeah. I just don't like him.
His
music's terrible.
He can rap.
His music's terrible.
It's terrible.
It was terrible. Boring.
No, you can't say boring.
All men are friends.
Do you know what Eminem I liked? With the D12 Eminem. I shit on you.
You love that song.
Oh shit. You know what? When
that said, I tie a rope around my dick and I swing it from a tree. Don't you want to grow up to be just like me?
The shit on you beat.
Shady LPs. You
I
can't
thought this was the best beat I've ever heard.
Is it Grand Tempo?
What?
Alright, George.
Is it Grand Tempo?
Ever at the time.
Grand Tempo.
Yeah, it is because someone remixed it.
What?
Someone remixed it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's Grand Tempo.
He's gonna mix it in. Watch. No, I remember. You know what? I remember beats like the game How We Do. These songs hit with me. I thought they were the best beats ever when I first heard them.
Shit on you. Is that the Norm Porter?
No, that One Blood from the game used to rattle me.
I don't know.
One Blood from the game.
Nah, that One Blood. No, it's too bad that beat. I'm gonna find out who produced shit on you.
Cool.
I used to like fight music. It was produced by DJ Head and Eminem. I used to like fight music. Yeah, because the video was based on the film Warriors. Yeah, that's why I liked it. But the one whose name no one remembers. One of his bars was Skits, relax. Skits, relax.
What, the do-rag?
Skits, you're lagging, you know.
You're lagging.
Man, you know, I've just been doing that.
Yeah. The guy, the one whose name no one knows from D12, Conniver. I think Conniver's the Norm Porter actually. The other one, Con Artist, Conniver, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, he said one of his lyrics in one of his lyrics in fight music was rip up a picture of his family and spit it at him. And I was like, that's ineffective. Yeah. That's ineffective.
Tigo, you listen to every bar, innit? I a lot of bars, boy.
I try, yeah.
If I don't like you, I won't take in your verse.
Only Jay-Z. I only listen to Jay-Z from like I'll listen because I feel like he's got some madness. But everyone else, I'm just like when Lumos was rapping that late radar, I'm not listening to what he's got to say.
I listen to like the real barmen. I listen to their bars.
Most rappers
are real barmen.
Most rappers, I don't listen to their bars first time I listen, unless I'm really like, okay, I've got to have an opinion early doors here. So like, if it's a rapper I don't like, I'll pay attention. If it's a rapper I really like, I'll pay attention. Otherwise, I just let it wash over me.
Be honest, Cameron would rhyme any word just to get the rhyming right.
Nah.
I rate Cameron. I rate Cameron.
Cameron's so underrated the way he did what he did.
He's sick, man.
Cameron was I'm not gonna lie, he was the worst out of the three.
Of course.
I don't know if you're right about that, you know. Listen to Purple Haze.
You think Jim Jones is better than Cameron?
Yeah.
At the time of Dipset.
Nah, now.
George, you're sick in the head.
Yeah, I am. Joel's fell off though, so maybe Cameron can have.
He's in jail, isn't it?
Yeah, he's fighting to get out right now because of the corona thing.
I couldn't Joel Santana.
He's got a teeth.
He lost his
teeth as well.
He's out there with White Boy Rick.
He lost his teeth. Is he on Rikers? No, Rikers
like
got
JR
shut down.
Writer.
J.R. Writer. Now we're just going. Now we're just scraping the barrel now.
No, I don't listen to that. Don't worry.
Hell Rel, J.R. Writer.
Barred a bit.
Rubbish. He was
Hell
Ethiopian.
Rel,
Man.
The people that bar in New York, I still didn't listen to them. Like, I know Fred the Godson can bar, but I'm not listening to you. Sorry.
He's got corona.
Yeah, I heard. He's Fred
the Godson.
Flipping no.
Specs, have you ever looked at Fred the Godson?
I've never even heard of him.
Fred da Godson. Google him right now.
You know, if he looks like critical, I'm still cussing.
Everybody, you are about to witness Specs seeing Fred the Godson for the first time.
Yeah, I'm not.
This is a moment.
I'm sure, Specs, you've seen Hell Rel, haven't you?
No, I've heard the name though.
Oh yeah, Specs. After that, look at Hell Rel.
But Fred, I don't think he's going to get past Fred the Godson, to be honest.
Hell Rel's the worst looking rap.
I'll shit on you.
I haven't seen Fred the Godson. Hold on.
Oh my god, is that him?
Yeah. Fred the Godson, man.
This is who Critical's trying to be. Flipping no, man. Oh my god.
Fred the Godson, big
Look
man.
at the bottom of the jeans. That's who Bolt was trying to be. No, T, look at his bedroom. His bedroom's got shin pads on.
What is that, Tigo?
Shin pads, bro.
That is respect. Look at Tigo.
The vest is screaming.
Fred the Godson.
Let me see Hell Well. Wow. Has he got money?
Hell Rel?
No, Fred the Godson.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not. I couldn't tell you.
That has to be voluntary.
He's one of them guys that are in the ends, but everyone from the ends busts out, but they know about him.
Didn't he get caught up? Didn't he get beat up like
That's
a
Hell
year ago?
Yeah, Hell Rel got beat up like the other month.
Yeah.
He looks
And
like
then-
T-Rock.
No, he looks like Rose Artilla.
You've just done a
Like,
deep dive
Tigo.
there.
Oh my god, this is gonna happen every episode.
Answer it.
Huh?
Answer it.
What, should I pay?
Probably, yeah. If you got it, you've got it.
Yeah. So I wanted to, so I say got Corona.
Can do. Like Fred the Godson.
Oh, they're gone.
So skits, by the way. No one noticed that.
No, I noticed. How many we on?
776 people. So we can start talking about some stuff. I'll tell you one thing I wanted to talk about was, first of all, football Twitter.
Oh, I've changed my mind, Tigo, man.
You saw that tweet.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you this tweet, Specs. Somebody tweeted, someone called @BallRespect. @BallRespect.
Side note, I know him because he asked to feature on my next song the other day.
Oh god.
We got to bring him into the office or something and kill him. His tweet got 422 retweets and 2,300 likes. This was the tweet. Ryan, longevity merchant, Giggs, the most overrated Premier League player of all time, a Fred. And the Fred was like, oh, he averaged this many assists in a season. This is how many assists he got this season. This is how many goals. 24 appearances. This, bro. If you watched Ryan Giggs play football, it's just the dumbest fucking shit.
That's what I mean, Tigo. You can't argue about me if you use stats. I mean, you can't argue with me if you use stats.
You can use stats, but it's got to be with something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'll look at a player with my eyes, then we go stats.
Ryan Giggs, you're not talking like I'll rub out Alan Shearer's numbers. But I'll do it with a level of respect. I just didn't like him and his type of player. I get that, like, Harry Kane's probably him, and I've got massive amounts of respect for Harry Kane. Ryan Giggs.
And who did he bring in?
I think people should be fined for making these comments.
Seriously, got to get banned and beat up.
Specs, he compared Giggs to Hazard, then said Hazard.
He hasn't. the thing, you know, is Jordan. You know, it is he hasn't watched gigs.
That's what I mean.
So
No,
why have you got an opinion?
Because he saw the stats. It's sick to have a hot take today.
I don't understand.
the thing is,
Andre the Giant special move was dead. I don't
what
know
was
it.
it? Choke. It just chokes people, right?
Like, why? Zico had a bad first touch. I wasn't there. Point was there. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Why he was there? I wasn't there. I don't understand.
The funny thing about the Ryan Giggs one, the thing that makes me laugh about that, right, is the amount of people like that who think they can look at numbers and tell you numbers tell the story. They couldn't tell you who a good Man United player was from the era where Man United were easily the best team in the world. Because Beckham was overrated, apparently. Keane was overrated, apparently. This is before Rio Ferdinand. So what, guys? You want to talk about Gary Pallister? You don't know anything about Gary Pallister.
I was telling my boys. I got some boys that are the same age as Wiley and Poet. And I was saying to them the other day, me and Tigo, we was out with Andre Konchowskis' son. Remember Tigo?
Is it?
Andre
Yes.
Konchowskis' son.
Yeah. He's Jack Grealish's agent.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jack
really?
Grealish. Yeah. I'm telling the man them. Who's Andre Konchowskis, cuz? I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. They don't even know because they wasn't watching at the time, and now you got these teenagers or these young boys or these early 21-year-olds just talking about players they haven't seen. Giggs is a legend. I don't think there's not a player today that played like Giggs.
No, look at this. Look at this. Rob's 10. Giggs got 2 goals and 7 assists the year he won PFA Player of the Year. Fergie Defo paid the panel. I get it's banter, it's a joke. The players vote for that. Every professional football player that he played against that year, they say who was the best player I played against this year, and they vote for Giggs. I get there might be some sentiment involved there, but no.
I think you're right, Jordy. Stats is the problem. Stats is the
problem because everyone thinks stats is black and white. It's not.
People use stats to back their arguments too much. Even me, sometimes, if I want to win an argument, I'll just resort to stats. But it's like stats is not like I remember Jardel back in the day.
Yeah,
if you look at Jardel's goals, he scored more than everyone.
This is what the problem is. Stats is too black and white, and your eyes is too subjective.
It's like someone here you go. Fabrizio Micoli, by the way, was a shit player, but Bale better than Giggs. Like maybe, but like that is not a controversial statement because they are two like of the best players ever at their peak.
I don't like Hazard Giggs. That's crazy.
Hazard Giggs is nonsense. Yeah, Hazard's amazing though. It's like the whole concept of like having a hot take, but then also being able to say, look, I can still be a fan of this and still think, yeah, this is shit comparatively. This is great comparatively. It's like we don't have balance anymore. Just people on Twitter just chatting shit. And I get that. Like I looked at Wacky Willick's Twitter after discovering him over the weekend, and every one of his tweets is just like some stupid hot take, just for retweets or engagement. I get there's a billion of these accounts here, but there's a whole generation growing up thinking that's how you talk about football, and they all need to be kicked in the back.
No, football. I think football viewers after like 97, I'd say, are fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, after 97, you're fucked.
Yeah, because it's like it's FIFA, it's fantasy football, it's who won the league. I remember. Yeah, it's YouTube highlights. I remember there was a guy who we all know who he would make every argument about moments. You're a great player if you've had moments, or he's not as good as him because you can't think of his big moments. You could be the best player on the pitch, contribute 37 games in the season. Then in the 38th game when the title's won, you didn't have a great game. But that doesn't take away from how great you were as a player. It's like now it's cool to say Thierry Henry wasn't a big game player.
Oh my god,
they love it. These hot takers, they love it. Like they'll go, oh, "What do you do at international level?"
Do you know what my favorite argument for us is Xhaka?
Oh yeah.
I do think Specs has some validity, but I think he's shit.
He's terrible.
Arsenal Xhaka, yeah.
Yeah. They killed me online because I cussed him.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is with Xhaka, yeah? I thought he was shit until I realised the way Arsenal are playing him. But again, that doesn't mean that he's class or anything. He can still be shit. But I think, like I said, I've always said, if you put two people around him, I think he's a better player. I just think Arsenal leave him exposed. But then, if I use that, that means I could use that excuse for any player in the world. Then,
yeah, but also I think if you're going to protect a player on the pitch and say let's not expose him, it can't be your central midfielder unless your central midfielder's got 15, 20 assists. If you're going to protect a player on the pitch, it has to be someone whose contribution is worth protecting.
Yeah.
So he needs someone handcuffed to him to let him play at all. Yeah, worth that.
I fully agree. Xhaka has to play with someone handcuffed to him, so that when he's at a position, they can clean up for him 100%. And you know what? That shows you're not good enough.
I think he's a different man at
100%. It's a great point.
I think he's a different man at international football.
Yeah, because they will handcuff someone to him. They will let him control the game because international football's a different game for Switzerland. That's just a fucking
yeah.
That's true. But when he's handcuffed, I don't mind him.
Yeah, I don't know. But there's a lot of hot takes now. Like, what was the one I saw in here that I was thinking about the other day? Fuck! I lost it.
Come on, you got it. Let's go.
I lost it, lads. I fucking lost it.
Like Tigo, I think Torreira's overrated by Arsenal fans.
I don't have much of a thought on Torreira.
Because that, for me, when I watch him, he can only win the ball and play a pass. That's it.
Okay, here's one. Here's the one I was looking for. Scholes is too technical. Shouldn't be compared to Lampard and Gerrard. That's just stupid revisionist bullshit.
Why?
It's just like grow up. Of course you can compare them.
Of course you can compare them.
And this idea that Paul Scholes is the greatest player of all time, I'm not even saying I'm not trying to get into an argument about how good he was or wasn't, but it's like total rewriting of history that like Twitter's decided this now. Like Scholes is top 5 best players of all time. Okay. Because at the time he wasn't top 5 in the Man United team, but okay, he's top 5 in the world. And I get it because he was very, very good. But Frank Lampard, with his Champions League medal and his multiple Premier League titles and his hundreds of goals, there's a different conversation there. That's a super legend. Just like Scholes is a super legend, Frank Lampard is like, but it's like Twitter thinks it's cool to underrate
Lampard did Ronaldinho's team, innit?
He did what? Ronaldinho's team?
Lampard's in Ronaldinho's ultimate team, right?
Is he?
Sure.
I think Ronaldinho rates Lampard highly.
A lot of people rate Scholes highly.
A lot of fake quotes about Scholes as well, but yeah, a lot of people do rate Scholes highly.
I do think Scholes is class. Don't get me wrong. But come on, man, he's not fabulous.
Everyone in the comments, I've noticed what you're doing, and I fucking love it. Keep giving me your hot takes. Keep feeding us your hot takes. Chris Okori, Arsenal Invincibles means nothing because the strikers were worse in 2004. Guess what? That's just fucking stupid. Do you know what the strikers were in 2004? Do you understand the scale of quality?
In 2004, my brother. Who were the strikers that were terrible?
Yeah, give us some of the terrible strikers.
Go on your phone and then look for lists. Tell us what you know about the strikers 2004.
Shit, I just had something and it went. Something
I agree. I saw that people are saying Brunt's better than Ryan Giggs. So to me, obviously, Brunt's a legend. But I've never another Ryan Giggs other than Sane.
There's something I saw that pissed me off.
I'll
tell you what pissed me off. Matty Longstaff.
Oh, what that?
Matty or Sean?
Okay, go on, talk to us. I've got it here. Go on, talk to us.
Matty, the predicament.
Predicament.
Okay, yeah, Matty, yeah.
Matty Longstaff is on £850 a week youth contract, and he agreed to give up 30% of his wages
to give to the NHS.
And the whole timeline think he's a fucking hero for it.
He's Muslim. That's
He's
very
a
good.
fucking idiot.
He's a twat.
He's gonna he'll make that back.
He will make that back, but I just think, come on, man, that's such a PR stunt, and you lot are just gobbling it up.
Yeah, why talk about it? Why is that public?
Because yeah, a lot of what's going on is just PR moves.
Everything that's going on right now is PR moves. One way or the other, everything that's going on now is PR moves. That's all they've got left. The whole game, it's like they're playing long balls with press releases. But Newcastle, let's quickly talk about Newcastle before we get back into hot takes. They are allegedly being sold 300 million to a Saudi investor.
Got bumped.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain. But like in this market,
what did he say? He wanted $1 billion for it.
That's what he was talking once upon a time. I think that money's been going down and down and down. What did he fucked up the House of Fraser takeover?
Yeah,
last year he fucked that up. Lost a lot of money. Obviously had some terrible PR with Sports Direct at the beginning of the Corona lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got some successful retail businesses. He's obviously a very smart man, but I think this is burning. All this shit's hitting him, and he just wanted to get the fuck out of football. Now, the reason it's a topic for me. How much do you think of that they should give to Steve Bruce? Because how much do you think that club's worth if it's in the relegation zone right now?
Oh, that's a good point.
The football was but ugly. But
firstly, Steve Bruce is bad with money. So that's
name his buys.
So he buys. Is it Joelinton?
Yes.
How much?
He didn't buy him.
You didn't buy him though. Yeah, come on.
So who bought him?
The club. I think it's funny. I think that's a funny one. So not to get too derailed, right? In the Sunderland Till I Die documentary, they keep talking about managers buying players. They keep talking about managers buying players, but I'm watching a documentary and seeing who's buying the players. Simon Grayson's coming into the room and being like, "Who's that? Who's that?"
The manager's saying, "I don't think he's worth that much, so don't try and buy him for that much."
The
chairman's like, "Cool, don't worry," and then he doubles.
The only player Simon Grayson wanted was Ross McCormack, and he didn't get him.
No.
So with the Joelinton Steve Bruce thing, look, Steve Bruce ain't buying players.
And
whoever's buying players shouldn't be in charge of having any more money at Newcastle.
And we know why they bought Joelinton.
Because of Rondon.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is a bad comparison.
Well, it made sense. It made sense at the start of the season.
Rondon didn't score either, though.
But Rondon was
Rondon was effective.
But Newcastle will say Joelinton was relatively effective because they're higher up the table, weren't they? They got further in the FA Cup than they got since Bobby Robson, I think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You could argue that.
But Newcastle with Saudi owners, we've been talking about it on and off for the last couple of weeks. I think you're going to see a lot more of these teams getting picked up by independently wealthy billionaires from countries and continents, maybe where the rules are a little bit more. So are you
telling me Premier League clubs right now are on the transfer list?
I think a lot of Premier League clubs are on the transfer list right now.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I want to know how Sunderland are doing during this time because I just finished that doc and that thing is mad.
They're in serious trouble.
Sunderland will end up like Bury.
7th right now in League One.
Hey, do we think Bury are having a laugh right now?
Bury's done.
That's what
20 grand. 20 grand they made. Where's that 20 grand?
They must be laughing. You lot thought you were gonna get rid of us.
Yeah. You're all coming down with us.
Right, Sunderland fans. This is my my message to you lot. Now Newcastle got a Saudi Arabian owner. You lot might as well head to Newcastle and just support the black and white team. There's no rules. Forget it. You can't bring out a DVD on Netflix about your club getting relegated after relegated, and you got Newcastle who look like they're gonna be on the rise now. Go to the black and white Newcastle.
Sunderland got 2 Wembley L's. Do you know?
You think this documentary helped them?
No, Sunderland and Newcastle's youngers now.
I think it helped them.
Sunderland ain't been good since Adam Johnson.
From an international marketing perspective, it helped them. But then that's not actually that valuable to a team that's in League One that ain't going to be touring, that ain't going to be fucking it's going to sell some shirts for Umbro. So did it help them?
No.
It's hard to see how it would have done. It's hard to see how it would have done.
Sunderland should hire us as influencers too, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let us use your stadium to do content.
I'm not going all the way up there. I'm not going all the way up there. All right, how about this for a hot take? Harry Kane is not top 3 strikers in the league anymore, according to Christian Atiba.
Oh, right now. So who is now?
Right now?
Not right now anymore.
Of course he is.
So who is? I want to hit Christian. Tell me you're free now. Let me see it. Christian Atiba, hurry up.
Harry Kane
Yeah,
is top 3 striker in the league.
strikers.
He is.
Who would you think he's gonna say then?
He's going to say Aubameyang.
Yeah.
It's the one. He's going to say
Aguero.
Aguero.
Vardy?
He's going to say Vardy or Firmino. Watch.
Yeah, he's gonna say Vardy or Firmino.
Harry Kane's
Who
a
else
monster.
All right, Christian, stop going on Google. Do it now. You know Christian, bro.
I don't like giving hot takes these sort of things a view.
Yeah, but this is what we're here for. This is what we're here to do now. We're here to set a new standard of like, we will fucking tear your shit down. Fuck it. Because Twitter's obviously not the place for us. We can't win that war. Everyone's got fake faces. Everyone here's real people. Jordan Brown, real guy.
Fake accounts though. Fake like profile pics.
Don't sleep.
I keep getting bots follow me and like burner accounts, and they're DMing me to talk about whatever on this show.
All right, well, just bring it to the table.
No, someone DM'd me
That
and
is
said,
a
"Yo, bro."
shocking thing
Someone-
to say.
Yeah, someone DM'd me and they said, that's terrible, by the way. Someone DM'd me and said, "Do you mind if I give you some topics for the show?" I said, "Nah, speak to Tigo."
Nah, speak to Jordy. It's fine. Did you?
Your guy,
Anthony Marshall better than Roberto Firmino. Like, you're just
Your
guessing.
surname
This
sounds
is
like
guessing
a-
shit.
I've got a problem with Martial.
Go on.
I think he goes missing a lot. I don't think he's a winger at all because he's too one-footed and obvious.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Like, when he picks up the ball on the left-hand side, I'm like, how does anyone not know what he's going to do right now?
Isn't it?
And yeah, he's just not got grit for me. He's too like clockwork. Like clockwork. Every time it's 5 and I'm filming, she cries hardest.
Guys, with your hot takes, yeah, everyone that's watching, and I appreciate them a lot. Just make sure that they're takes that have purpose. So Sammy Abraha, Fred has been the best CM in the league this season. Is he even a DM?
No, it's a CM,
He
isn't
is
it?
now.
And
He's just a CM.
what's the season? Because I watched him first half of the season, and he was dribbling the ball off the pitch.
Yeah, so he improved.
plays with his
But
hands
the
out.
problem is, he had a shocking start. Everyone wanted him out. And then he improved.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all right. That's it. Now, to say he's the best DM in the league, it's got to be from the start of the season.
Wilfred Didi has been better than him.
Come
How's
on,
the
boy.
Of course he has, yeah. Hamza Chowdhury's been good, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wilfred and Didi's are funny. I think Leicester's, because there's someone in here who's put the Leicester's midfield's better than Liverpool's, which I understand. But that midfield is a funny one because it's like everyone's either overrated or underrated, or they're just caught in between. Because Wilfred and Didi's so class.
How old is he? Is he still 21?
23, yeah.
Yeah, 23.
Yo,
So
6 years ago, he was 23.
Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Henderson. They're saying Leicester's midfield are better than them three.
Yeah, if you like,
I don't know, what would you usually say? Madison, Chowdhury,
Tielemans.
and Didi, Tillemans. Yeah, like there's a shout. It's a shout. That's not a hot take. That's,
because it's Liverpool's system in it that makes those players better than what.
I mean, all those Liverpool players are good, but yeah, of course.
Henderson, I mean, he's all right, but he looks sick at Liverpool.
I've never rated Henderson.
Do you not rate
What,
him
even
now?
Sunderland?
You don't rate him now at all.
No. I think he's all
You
character.
gotta tell me why.
I think he's all character. That's what sells you lot on him.
Oh, so he's.
I think he's great.
They're saying everyone's judging him. Oh,
He's great for a documentary and all them things.
Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah.
Henderson. I'll tell you a story. This must be 2013, right? I was working on some stuff with Nike, and I worked with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for the first time. He just signed for Arsenal, and I was supposed to go straight up to the northeast to work with Jordan Henderson. Finished working with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Was on my way back to London to get a train up to North. Got cancelled because he'd just done something the day before, and they said this guy's got nothing about him. He's so dry. He's so void of personality that like we don't want to put him in front of people. We're just gonna chill for a bit on this because he's got nothing about him.
It's funny you say that because CM Punk told me that he's like Magnum.
I bet in real life, I bet he's fine. I bet he's fine.
Call him CM.
Man, call him CM Punk, you know.
That's his name. All right, Dirty Leeds talking about Calvin Phillips, bro. We talked about Calvin Phillips yesterday. We agree. Calvin Phillips is class. He needs to get away from Leeds, though, unfortunately. No disrespect to Leeds, but he has to get away from it. Yeah.
It's time.
Hot take. I would rather have Aaron
Wan-Bissaka
Wan-Bissaka than Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's done that wrong.
I do love AWB though, man.
I really like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, I'm from South, so I know I'm biased.
I like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but rather have is subjective.
Yeah,
It's subjective. Where would you rather have him?
I think I'd rather have Aaron because he defends like a beast. But then you got to look at what Trent offers you as well. So rather have. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I'd say let's answer it like this: how many goals would Liverpool concede if they have Van Dijk and Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I feel like not many.
zero. Yeah,
Aaron Wan-Bissaka could never work at Liverpool. He can never work at Liverpool.
No, the way
No,
they play, no.
why would you say that?
Because he can't cross.
Because they're like wingers over there. They
You're right.
yeah, they get high, man.
Fam, their wingers are it's a 4-2-4.
Do you know what? I'll be real with you. Liverpool's system, because of the way they press, you don't even see Trent like exposed defensively that much. That's the thing. So Wan-Bissaka, for me, it'll be about him just going forward all the time.
A lot of the time, Trent's got backup. So I've seen Aaron on in 2-on-1 situations.
Yeah, 100%. He did at Crystal Palace. He faced that.
Yeah.
But how do you see that in their season though?
You say?
So throughout the whole season, how many times you see that? It's like rarely.
No, I've never seen Trent in a 2-on-1. It would never happen.
No, they wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, he would die.
Again, he's a guy with a handcuffed player to him. He has players handcuffed to him.
Yeah.
Here's one that I don't like. This is the kind of thing I don't like. Daniel James is only good at counter shocking in possession. What you're doing there is you're extrapolating how he's deployed with how he is as a player. I think Daniel James is a lot better than the way that he is being told to play.
Specs.
Yeah.
If you watch the Leeds documentary, Daniel James was there.
What?
Canada Goose jacket in the stadium.
He's going to sign for Leeds before Man United or before Swansea?
No, he was
Man
actually going to Leeds, deadline day. They're waiting for Leeds to make the call. Daniel James is already at Leeds' office. He's signed the papers.
So he signed already.
He's worn the shirt. He's done all the pictures. But now Swansea are not picking up the phone. So they had to send him back home.
Oh,
It was a howler. But did you notice how nice he was about it?
Yeah, no, he's just a nice guy, isn't it?
He was just so nice.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. That's who James is.
That's because his agent messaged him and said you're going United instead. He texted him.
Well, no, he was with his dad. He was with his dad who was since passed. He's
passed away, rest in peace.
But the thing about
the
thing about Daniel James is that he wanted to stand out in the rain with me, Steve-O, and Specs and talk about The Undertaker.
And that day, Tigo, Ryan Giggs shook her hands, but Bale didn't.
True.
I've heard Bell doesn't give a shit about anything.
Bale looked like a prick, Tigo.
I've met Bale.
Madrid has made him a prick. Madrid has made Bale a prick.
Bell's all right. They were saying that the Madrid stuff had proper rattled him, and that he didn't want anything to come out, didn't want anything to be misinterpreted. So he was just like, I'm on lockdown, basically.
Yeah, I've heard he doesn't give a shit about most things. Joe Exotic told me that.
Yeah, Paul Exotic. Yeah. Oh yeah, Paul Exotic worked with him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's come up. Kevin and Shooty wants this answered, so we're gonna answer it. Winks or rice?
I have to go rice.
Rice.
I love rice, man.
I love rice. And I'm Asian. I love rice.
I'm African.
Are you African?
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
People don't know
He's
that.
bait, bro. He's bait African.
These hot takes here. Gomez is better than Maguire, Abdullah Khan. That's just what are you talking about?
Katiga's reacts.
This is the shit that pisses me off though. It's like you're watching Van Dijk and then you're watching Gomez play. I'm a big Gomez fan. This is what I'm saying about Twitter. It doesn't allow you to have these like introspective kind of perspectives. You're watching him and then you watch him with Matip and you go, wait, they haven't skipped a beat. Except that when Virgil van Dijk was out of the team, who did they play? They played when they played Haaland in the Champions League at the beginning of the season. How many did they concede? 4 goals?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about Joe Gomez is better than or Matip is better than, because when they play together, it's a calamity.
You know what, right? If Maguire didn't cost that much, there'd be a different conversation about him.
Of course, and also he got really good towards the end of the season.
He did.
We get another Magnum.
Is this his first season?
At Man United, yeah.
Yeah. Flipping it. He's already captain.
Who? Where?
Maguire, yeah.
Nova, Tigo actually thinks he's the be-all and end-all of football knowledge. No, only people who have a lack of confidence in their own opinion would take what I'm saying and believe that that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
No,
Nova's not secure.
No, you know football. I can't lie.
Of course I do, but everyone here knows football.
Yeah, man, because I still disagree with Tigo on things.
Of course.
So do I. But me and Tigo be on the train 4 hours. We talk football 4 hours.
Yeah, no, but that's what I like. I'm a nerd. I'm a football nerd and a music nerd. So
yeah,
it goes that way. Coutinho's going Spurs. I'm putting money on it, by the way.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You've made it up, but I do like it. I don't think Spurs have got the money necessarily.
I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot.
Here's a good question for you. Yeah, but even loans are expensive, man.
8 million?
Yeah, but if 8 million with no chance of like making that money back, and Barcelona would only loan him out with a guarantee or at least a fixed price. And Tottenham will just have him for a year, and it's what?
I hear that. How old is he?
26, 27? It's a good age. What do you reckon? Yeah. What's your answer to this, Jordy?
I love Dean Henderson, man. I love him, and I've actually said now is the time for De Gea to go and him to come in.
Do you think Henderson's better than Pickford?
Yes. I don't like Pickford though. Everyone knows that about me.
You don't like Pickford?
No, I don't like Pickford.
What don't you like about him?
It could be because of his age, but I just think he's got so many mistakes in him.
What is he erratic?
He's erratic. He's just
and he makes out like he's good, but he's not good.
No, well, he's good, but he's just.
I think he's a decent shot stopper on his day. Sorry.
I don't think he's England's best keeper.
I think sometimes I see him distribute the ball and I think, wow, this guy is very good. But sometimes I see him panic and I go, wow, this guy is not very good.
Sometimes he's very flappy hands, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched him in the Sunderland doc as well. See, they mentioned him a little bit. He's Honeyman's friend.
Sunderland have the sickest names, you know. I was watching that. It made me a fan of Madger. You're right, George. It made me a fan. But
yeah,
the way he treated that shit was nuts.
What's going on with Madger? Madger's a Bordeaux, isn't it?
Madger's
who's shocking? O'Nien. I feel so bless his cotton socks.
Luke O'Nien.
O'Nien.
Sunderland fullback.
Specs is telling.
You know what she said?
No, why are you watching that?
You know, she's watching Matilda. I'm saying, that's not what you're asking me.
Did you guys see what Jose Mourinho was doing in the news today?
What happened?
Again.
So do you remember what the suggestion was for Dan yesterday to avoid his family? Airbnb. Jose Mourinho has got an Airbnb that he's sharing with 2 coaches. And he's using this quarantine to get tactics sorted.
One thing about Jose is he's
Bro,
never,
FaceTime.
one thing about
Call
Jose,
him, man.
he's never lived in his house.
No, it's true.
He's a hotel man, isn't it?
You know what's funny about that as well? When he was at Chelsea, he would always say like, "Oh, I'm only going to be in Europe for a couple of years because when my daughter goes to university, I'm going to coach in America because she wants to go to university in America." And I was like, "That's fucking weird, man. Let your daughter go." And now he's quarantined. He's like, "Nah. I'm hanging out with Nuno Santos, my goalkeeping coach, and Ricardo Formosino, and head of first team performance Carlos Lalin."
I'll be honest. I think Jose needed this.
Yeah, this was the kind of break that you get, like if you're under pressure in FIFA and then the battery dies on someone's pad and you're like,
okay. I don't know if you remember.
Okay.
United's next game before lockdown was supposed to be Tottenham, and they had bare injuries.
Yeah.
You lot would have backed, and Man United were on that as well.
Yeah, so I wanted that game before lockdown. I kept saying it.
Oh, that would have been a sick game. You would have shitted on them.
I wanted that game. I wouldn't say shitted on them because Jose's a nutter and he will figure something out. But
yeah,
nah, man.
I think we would have won.
Jose
at home.
Yes.
Jose's always got something.
I would have put United on that all day.
I tell you that I spoke to somebody on a Zoom conference today, and they told me about the Arsenal negotiations for taking a wage cut. Now, I think this is public information because it was in a podcast, apparently. The person in charge of trying to find out what the players want to do, can you imagine what player they've put in charge of communicating the players' wishes?
I know.
It has to be Xhaka.
Nope.
Huh?
It's Bellerin, isn't it?
It's Hector Bellerin.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God.
Hector Bellerin's the guy. And apparently he took it to the group. It's all being debated on WhatsApp. He took it to the group in the WhatsApp chat, and they put it to a vote. He said, put a tick if you agree, and put an X if you don't agree. What do you reckon the vote was?
All X's.
They're X's.
It was 50-50.
What?
The players are saying that they would rather take like a month off or a week off or something, and then you just have that bank of cash rather than going, well, we're just going to commit to reducing our wages.
So
for whatever
give up
reason,
a week's wages, basically.
I think that's what a lot of the players want. Yeah.
The Arsenal players wouldn't buy you a drink at a club. They're tight bastards.
All the Arsenal
These
players,
men are tight, man.
all the Arsenal players are exactly like both them.
Good on them, man.
Play for Arsenal.
Lacazette is not taking a pay cut. I know it. I know Lacazette is not taking a pay cut. I know.
Ozil.
Fucking better.
He looks
Needs
tight.
to.
A lot of these guys, this is the most they'll ever make.
Do you know what I've read. I'm paraphrasing now because I have to remember it. I just tried to find it. I couldn't. But they, the footballers, apparently, they have to forget about their season's holidays, like their summer holidays. Got to cancel that, and they should be ready at any point to train within 48 hours notice.
Which it's not. That's not a big ask, though. That's not a big ask.
It's not a big ask, but you know when you're spoiled, it's a mad thing.
Well, this is a great point because it is now going to get to that point where it's like, how spoiled are certain players? How ready are certain players to step up?
Like you got to think of. Remember when you told me that Clichy joined City and he got to travel back to London every other night. Like think of them players.
Yeah, 100%. So Gael Clichy once told me that the chairman, when he got homesick when he left Arsenal, the chairman allowed him use of his personal helicopter to fly back, just do some shopping, see his friends. And this was Gael Clichy.
Yeah, and Aguero got the world, mate.
They built Argentina around Sergio Aguero. He didn't learn English at Man City for like 6 years. He picked it up by accident. When he broke up with, Maradona's daughter or whatever, and he had to get out there, I think he was like, fuck it, I better learn English then. Because I can't go and meet girls back in Spain or Argentina right now.
Gotta get a money thing.
That's a great motivator.
So yeah, a lot of footballers are having a culture shock right now, boy.
Well, yeah, it ain't even kicked in for them now, and their agent. I don't know what agents are doing.
That's funny though. It's funny you said that, Tigo. Like you're Xhaka, you're Lacazette, you're Mustafi, and you're looking at it thinking, no one else is going to give me this pin.
Yeah,
I'm not good enough.
No one is.
I'm bumping Arsenal right now.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, it is that obviously, but it's also just like if we've done as shit as we've done, and I've been as average as I've been, or as shit as I've been, how do I put my money up?
Forget that. Think about this, right? 2 months ago, I was playing for Man United. I was playing for Arsenal. I was playing for Liverpool. Now, I just live in Merseyside.
This is the underrated part of football in a lot of ways. Like you look at, I always say, you look at Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. Most of the players that he brought in from like other countries,
yeah,
he wouldn't sign players from capital cities he would sign the players from the second and third cities because culturally, Jaap Stam, he ain't living in Amsterdam. He's living in the fucking, I don't know, the Reading of Holland.
Yeah, that's the things I think about. When Di Maria came from Madrid to Manny, I said, oh no, this could never work. I want it to work, but it can never work.
Yeah.
From Madrid to Manny, from Ancelotti to Van Gaal, it can never work.
Ancelotti to Van Gaal's not that bad.
Ancelotti to Van Gaal in that time was bad, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when Van Gaal swapped goalkeepers for a penalty shootout at the World Cup?
And I thought he was a genius.
Who was the goalies?
Yeah, who's the goalies?
Silas was in goal. He swapped him for Tim Krul.
Krul, yeah. Krul.
That's it, Tim Krul.
Tim Krul is actually very good at penalties, though.
He's got good IQ.
He is.
But I thought we got the best manager in the world, boys.
Who, Van Gaal?
Yeah.
Van Gaal was sick, man.
No, Van Gaal was sick. Like, looking back, I actually do miss him. We had a
his philosophy.
We had a shit team.
Agree with his philosophy.
Yeah, Man United were just in a rush.
We had a shit team, I think. I miss Daley Blind, though. I'll take back everything I said.
Cold player.
Did he went Champions League semi-final after he left you?
I'll take
He's sick. He's sick, though, isn't it? He's sick.
Right, he's sick, man. He's
gone into
understanding.
centre-back role.
No, I mean he's unwell, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
What?
I think you're right, T. I heard that. I think so, yeah.
What was his position?
He could do left back, centre back, CDM.
Crazy.
Boss.
Ajax, what was he for Ajax? CB.
For Ajax with CB. I love utility players. They're my favorite.
He got diagnosed with a heart condition, but Badri Segur is saying that he's back now. So,
good on him.
Good on him. Good. I will say this, Garrett Jones. He wasn't. LVG was not unfairly sacked. Like the club needed to take another step. I just don't think he necessarily got the best run at it.
LVG gave us a lot of what we have today. He gave us Rashford. He gave us Martial.
Bailey.
Who made that song?
Wait,
LVG,
Louis
Louis Van Gaal.
What'd you say?
Who made that song? LVG, not Louis Van Gaal.
I don't know.
LVG General.
SLV, yeah, that's LV.
What's his song?
Counter attack.
Yeah.
You can't say counter attack like that.
That's not the crowd.
I don't agree with this.
Thirds FK, Martinelli's better than Greenwood.
I don't agree.
You would have to do so much. Like I don't know. How do you find that opinion?
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
I mean,
like, you know what? They're both young.
I get why the comparison exists, but I don't get how the opinion manifests. Because
I don't think Arsenal fans even know where Martinelli's strongest position is yet.
Of course they don't.
You're sounding mad. Hold coming back.
We don't know if he's a winger or a striker.
I think he's a Richarlison.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like, is he ever going to be good enough to be a striker in a Premier League team? Not good enough. Maybe.
To be honest, I think he probably will be good enough, but he won't get the chance because you lot haven't got time to experiment.
Well, that depends. I think maybe it's possible. That's all they've got.
Maybe, but like
Skips, I don't know what this sound is.
Once you sell Aubameyang, you need an Aubameyang, is what the thinking would be.
Skips is talking. Sorry, I muted him because it was making mad noise. Still making noise?
Yo, Skip.
No, I do it. It's mad. It's
making mad robot noises.
Every day with this guy.
There's something. There's always something.
That's why my daughter's there because she thinks Skip's coming to play with her.
Greenwood looks like a mad talent, and I think Martinelli looks like a talent as well. But I do think if you were to compare what they've done on the pitch in the Premier League and in maybe Europa League this year, I don't think League Cup's necessarily a great way to gauge a player. I'd say Greenwood's been a better player. He looks like a bigger talent.
Greenwood has been a better player. I like what I see from Martinelli though.
I like Martinelli. But again, you're right. It's like
they're both wonder kids.
Yeah, but what is Martinelli though? What is he?
I don't know what he is.
I genuinely think Martinelli is a free roll man. He's one of them, man.
Like Greenwood seems like a forward to me straight.
Because no one knows what Richarlison is.
Mm.
And he's whatever.
I got a question here. I'm not going to use the question that someone's putting here because I think it's a hot take, but I think it's actually a libelous hot take. I'm gonna flip it from a different perspective. Pogba, right?
Mm.
What do Man United fans get out of defending him?
Out of defending him?
Why are there so many? Why is there such a big percentage of Man United fans who work their hardest to defend a man who said, "I don't want to play for you. I'll give myself surgery. Guess what? I'm going to be back just in time for the Euros, and then I'm going to leave." Why do Man United fans go out of their way to be like, as soon as he's racist, all the things he says about him? And I'm not saying Souness isn't racist. I'm definitely not saying that he is because I don't want to get sued. But why do Man United fans feel like it's their battle? Paul Pogba is a player that doesn't like you or want you.
What do you mean by defending? Defending what? Him saying he wants to leave or him being?
Well, no, I'll go by scripts. Every time there's an article or a news story that's been leaked by Pogba and his agent that says, "Oh yeah, I'm done. It's over. I'm trying to get out. I want to go." You'll get Man United fans going, "That's not a real quote. Where's the quote? Let me see him saying it, then I'll believe it." And then you get his agent on TalkSport basically going, "Look, let's just get to the end of the season because he's got options and he doesn't get on with the manager and the manager needs to stop talking shit about him." And then Man United fans will be like, "That's his agent. Why ain't he saying it?" And you're like, okay, so you literally just want Paul Pogba to come out and go, "Fuck you guys."
No, the truth is that a lot of United fans do, yeah. And
Pogba never said any of that though, says Super Sam. But fuck off, man. You guys don't get this, but you do not understand this business.
Yeah, Pogba wouldn't say that. But the truth is, United fans don't get anything out of defending. But it's at this point, it's just investment, isn't it? We're invested in him. But I believe, like a lot of what the media do to Pogba is wrong. But Pogba has a lot of accountability. I think he's
What did the media do to Pogba though? Like, does anyone in the media think he's shit? No, they don't.
That's Tigo. Think about. I'm getting messages in specs. Pogba is sick. He's quality. How can you? I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about calling him shit. Do you know what I'm talking about? The other day, I forgot what game. Pogba wasn't even playing, and somehow he was the topic of the post-game talk.
I think he should though, right?
Why?
Because he's the most expensive player in Premier League history.
He's the most expensive player in Premier League history, no?
Oh, so should we always just talk about him? Because
I'd say so, yeah.
No, but I'm saying you're my Benjamin, you're my United fan. We argue about our teams. You got your biggest player is not setting an example. Why are Man United fans being honest about this guy? Bruno Fernandes is just coming and showed.
That's why I said he needs to take accountability. He's handled a few things wrong too.
Right. So why are Man United fans defending Pogba now?
Oh, because some people are just blind with love, man, and some people don't see.
Yeah, that's it. They're blind.
Guys, let me explain something to you, right? And this isn't to you two. This is to the comments here. Paul Pogba is the most expensive player in Premier League history.
Yes.
Paul Pogba was signed by the biggest club in the world.
Yes.
And the biggest manager in the world.
Yes.
Paul Pogba is a World Cup winner. And Paul Pogba dabbed with Stormzy. And Paul Pogba is the face of Manchester United Football Club. Yes. If you lot think that just because Manchester United play a game where Paul Pogba plays a 6 and Souness is like, Paul Pogba needs to step up, or when Man United play and they lose and Paul Pogba ain't playing, someone ain't allowed to go, where's that £90 million player? Why did he give himself surgery? Why is he talking about he's going to be back for France for the tournament and he ain't playing for you this season?
That's what I don't like.
You can't defend this, guys.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
Expectations.
He tried to run out the season and get fit for Euros.
Shocking.
That's nuts. And when he saw United getting better, he tried to come earlier.
Yep.
See, that's what I don't like about him. And that's why I said. That's why I said his brother got married so many times in 1 week. They didn't like that.
That's not. That's
George. They didn't like that.
That's one thing I'll always give Rashford. He's never hidden.
And now, why are you hiding, bro?
People saying, man, he was actually injured. Yeah, he was injured, but 99% of players are injured at one time. The way the story was leaked was that his team decided, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to explain that, yeah, we did not get a say in whether or not he had surgery. He had surgery. Like, guys, I get it, right? You guys want to feel like you're part of it. You guys want to feel like Pogba's going to talk directly to you, pick up the phone and be like, yo, I'm back, or yo, I'm staying, yo, I'm leaving. No, it doesn't work that way. Like, you've got an agent like Paul Pogba's got an agent. That job is done through the media, and the information that's out there that can easily be rejected or disproved. It's only ever slightly talked around to the left or the right of. You have to work out what's true and what's fake. Pogba gave himself surgery and said, fuck.
Do you really think a football player or foot manager can tell me and my physio that he's getting surgery and I can't click?
No.
Yeah, I can't click. No, you must be mad.
Paul Pogba was listening to the Quran and pundits said, why aren't you out training? Bro, if I pay £90 million for a player and I need to finish top 4 and you're in your car listening to the Quran, guess what I'm saying?
Come on.
Why ain't you playing? I don't care about religion. What? Again, this is the Man United fans. They do so much to defend this guy. They brought the Quran into
Are you going to bring a man's religion? What he believes in? How are you going to bring that up? I believe an alien's coming on 29th of April. Does that mean I'm not going to go and work for JD tomorrow? What the hell are you guys talking about, man?
People need to realize that very rarely will you find a player say, I want to leave this club.
See, at least, here we go. Now Sammy D wants to take offense. It's not offensive, bro. Take your religion. Love your religion. I've got no issue with anyone having a religion. I pay you to kick ball.
With your job. What is this? Where is this, Jordy? Where is this? I'm a Christian. I can't talk. Tigo, I can't go and interview this guy. I've got to pray. Like, guys, come on. Let's be serious, man.
Nathan, to be honest, Pogba has a point getting his own medical team because the Man United medical staff are fucking incompetent. They said Rashford was playing with a back injury for time. I agree. I'm not. I agree. I don't have an issue with Pogba having his own medical team. He's a superstar. He should have his own medical team. I'm saying that the story was not that his medical team went with Man United's medical team. They had a debate. They looked at all the evidence. They got a second opinion, and that's the decision they came to. The story was Pogba called Man United and said, "Guess what? I'm under the knife. I'll see you a lot later."
Yeah.
Fam, do you know what? Everyone will find that you got to look back in history, man. Look at the way Robin van Persie left Arsenal. Look at the way Fabian Delph left Villa. It's always a nasty way to leave.
Yeah.
He's not going to be graceful and say, I want to leave.
Well, I'll tell you something about the Fabian Delph story that not a lot of people know. Fabian Delph did not want to leave Aston Villa. He loved Villa. He loved the club. He's actually a very humble and introverted guy.
But when he said, I want to stay and I love this club, he meant that.
100%. But what happened was that there was a player leaving. I don't want to get the players wrong because I remember at the time speaking to somebody who was very close to him, and he went to the board and said, "Look, this guy's leaving. I'm not doing this on my own next year. Someone can tell me if there's a Villa fan here. Someone can tell me who that player was who just left. I think it might have been Milner. But anyway, whoever it was, they left." And the board said, no, we've got this list of 5 players. They're all in negotiations. They're all coming in. We're not just going to sell him and fuck up the team. We've got a plan. So he went on AstonVilla.com. He did a statement, said, yeah, I'm staying. I love this club, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Then the next day, one of the players that was on that list signed for another club. So he was like, oh, okay. So then he just texts one of the other players on the list. And that player on the list was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he phoned the guy who he spoke to at the club and was like, okay, what's going on here? And the club were like, oh, scramble. It's like, nah, fuck it, I'm out.
Benteke.
It was Benteke. Yeah.
See?
Yeah. So football's there's the shit you lot know. And I'm not saying, you got to know everything or be in the behind the scenes or whatever. Because that's not realistic. And I don't know everything, but far from it. But what I do know is, having worked in it for this amount of time, I know when something's bullshit and when something's not bullshit. because you can read between the lines.
He's not the only player that's religious. Salah was buying. Salah's the same religion, and he was buying goals. I don't understand that. We need to just come away from all the personal beliefs. And
there was Ajax players that played a Champions League game whilst fasting, I'm sure.
Yeah, so let's just talk football. We're here for football. I'm not here for anything else. If we're gonna start talking that stuff, I could bring my 29th of April series. To start that off again. It's up to you.
I think someone here said, "Look at how they treat them." Let me get this up because I don't want to. Abdullah Lacat says, "Look at the way the media treat Pogba and Martial compared to Rashford and McTominay." Now, there's something to that. I would agree with that, except Scott McTominay being compared to Paul Pogba in any respect is silly.
The truth is, Rashford wants to play for a big club and win his trophies ASAP. That's all it is.
Do you think he's not happy at United?
No, he's not, because the cups are not coming soon. They're not. That's another 3 years.
So you think if someone bidded for him, he'd leave?
Absolutely.
Like the right team.
He wants Real Madrid or Juve now, and I'm gone.
I think as well. I think there's this thing that fans do now. That they've done the last couple of years is they'll do what you're doing now, but I think you're doing it in a slightly different way. I think a lot of people, they do this whole Arsenal fans will do it like, I understand he wants to leave. I think they're shit as well. Yeah, I'm happy he's going. Maybe he can be good now and he can play for a good team. It's like damage limitation to your heart.
I'm not happy with Torren, I'll tell you that now. I want him to stay. I want him to stay.
Yeah, because Rashford is United, man. He's
no,
United.
Pogba.
Oh, Pogba, sorry. Pogba,
McTominay and Fernandes it's a nice three.
I want him to tiki-taka with Bruno,Ll be honest.
Do you think you can gel with Bruno?
I think very quickly they can gel. I only believe that because Bruno seems like he can gel.
Who's more attacking, Bruno or Pogba?
Probably Bruno, I think they're both
play ahead of Pogba. He'd just play ahead of him.
I think the only difference between Bruno and Pogba is Bruno can't play the 6. And he probably can, but not as good as Pogba.
Not as good, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and also people would like to bring up the World Cup like that means anything.
Do you know what? I watched Argentina France again. Woo!
4-2.
What a game!
That's a
Di
great
Maria
4-3.
4-3.
I don't get Argentina in our George. I don't get
Argentina's too much politics because if you look at the lineup, they didn't even start Aguero. They started.
This is what I'm saying. I don't get them. Like they have players, but I don't get how they don't gel.
It's politics. It's politics.
Who did they start?
Bruv, to have Messi and Aguero and
they started
Christian
Pogba.
I've never remembered Argentina never have a good defense.
They've always got good defenders.
Who's their defenders? Rojo,
Tagliafico, Di Michaelis, Rojo.
But why don't it work for them? What's
their
midfield?
Banega, Di Maria, Salvio. Couple more.
The problem is, in Argentina, when you're growing up, everyone's in front.
So everyone's asking now what I mean by why the World Cup doesn't mean anything.
What was that?
Sorry,
question?
why I don't think the World Cup means anything? Because you're born from a country, like France is a world all-star team of people from Africa and one or two French players. Like that's the Champions League team. Specs made this point years ago.
And Polish players and
exactly.
It's a club.
Like Germany's team is fake.
Yeah.
Like France should be in the Champions League.
A Polish man.
Specs said France should be in the Champions League.
100%. It's a club. It's a club.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to see now. Even England's is like, you have this cross-cultural thing, whatever. But these players, they're from a country. Like Ryan Giggs played for Wales, but Bale played for Wales. Fucking.
No, I found out, boys. Andrew Johnson is Polish.
What? Andy Johnson.
Andy Johnson for Everton.
I knew that.
For Everton.
Yeah. Jagielka is very Polish too.
But also on the World Cup, these guys, club football is players who have been brought together for chemistry, for like cohesion, for form, for all these things that come into why a player joins the top team. They train together every day. The chemistry of a team will click over the course of about 3 or 4 years. then that team will achieve what it's set out to achieve. International football, you train with them for what, 2-3 weeks, get together, hang out. These players don't even like each other. Like, if you know anything about it, these guys who come together for their country, they don't chat to each other.
Yeah.
You want to compare international football and World Cups to fucking Champions League and Premier League? You're talking about something else. You might as well compare fucking esports.
Rio,
Man United got a sick esports team.
Rio said that, innit?
Yeah.
Rio said when we met up for England, there used to be a Chelsea table, a United table, Arsenal table, and etc. And that's how it went.
There was a report when Gareth Southgate was England under-21 manager that the black players and the white players didn't sit together.
But can I argue something, Hugo? I've just seen it in a crowd, and I've always thought this. I think that's a very English thing. Because we all play in the same league.
Yeah, no, it is. Except, we've seen Abu Dhabi and Hatton Benafa fighting.
Right, on YouTube.
Oh, come on, that don't count.
I'm just saying, like, I know these, like, some countries, Spain, England, these guys, they don't train together. They play completely different club football 365 days a year. Then they come together and it's like, here's a couple of weeks, learn how to play like this, play together. And ultimately, it's whoever doesn't fuck up the most wins the tournament. And whoever's got goals.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because, that's true.
France winning the World Cup is not a reflection of any single player.
Because it is the World Cup is no room for error. Let's just not fuck up.
Yeah. Well, look at France in '98. How many times should they have been knocked out? They got lucky in those knockout games. Their top goal scorer had 3 goals.
Who was their semi-final against?
Croatia?
Again? In '98.
No, in '98.
No, Croatia, right?
Oh, you're talking about '98.
Yeah. Thuram.
Let me tell you something. This World Cup gone was actually class. If you think about the France games, France had Argentina, France, then France, Belgium.
I just can't believe how
France, Belgium
goals look so easy to just put away.
Mbappe's class.
But his goals were just like they was out of nothing.
I think France, Belgium was my favorite game.
Yeah, cold game.
MTT header.
Yeah.
What was the Japan game? Is that against Germany?
Yeah. Best game.
Japan, South Korea, Germany.
No, who was the game against?
No, yeah,
Belgium
that was good.
well?
Yeah.
Was it Japan and Belgium as well?
Yeah.
Cold game.
I didn't like that World Cup.
Wasn't it 3-2 to Belgium? They were 2-0 down. What a game.
What about Iran? Carlos Queiroz.
Do you lot remember when the Iran guy? It was the 90th minute. He had to throw the ball into the box, and he did the flip.
Yeah.
Was
that South Africa?
Yeah, Howler.
I fucking.
How's he doing that in 90th minute?
Was that the last World Cup?
Huh?
Yeah, it was the last World Cup.
Yeah. It was like, bro, he went to do the flip, then he flipped and stopped and said, no.
And stopped. Yeah, he said, no.
I can't lie. See that last World Cup, yeah? I don't know what happened to me, but my predictions were on point, bruv.
Yeah.
What did you know? Did you know England will get to the semis?
I think I was doing it game by game. But the England-Colombia, I said England win on penalties. I told Tigo on that. And England won on penalties.
I started.
What was the result of that game?
It was penalties. England won.
Yeah, I think it was 1-1.
1-1. Do you know what? I remember I started becoming an England hater that tournament because I didn't like how they were winning.
Well, I was supporting them. I was supporting them, bro.
I was supporting them. Then I saw, wait a minute, you lot are playing Panama. Kane is getting golden boots. I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah, that was a shortcut, man.
Again, but when we talk about international football, we're talking about a man being top goal scorer because he bagged against Panama.
But Tigo, this is why I cried when Italy won the World Cup in 2006. Because they played Australia.
Yeah.
France had to beat Spain and them.
International football's a circus.
It is.
It's a touring show.
I just never get it. I never get it.
Like, I always thought, I don't think Tim Cahill wants to go international football and play with these, man.
Exactly.
I just always think I'm going to see the best football ever because it's the best players from the country. And then it's mad.
You see an interpretation of the best football ever, but it's not the best football ever is played in the Champions League. It's not even usually played in the final. Champions League finals are teams playing like pussies.
Yeah, no room for error again. Was it true that Adama Traore, like on a Tuesday, he announced his allegiance to, I think, Gabon or something. Then on Thursday, Spain had injuries and he went Spain.
I
think
believe
he's the Ivorian, right?
when he plays, I believe that.
I think that happens.
I don't like him, man.
I don't like him either. He's a system player. Let me tell you something. You put Adama Traore on at the 70th, that's it.
He played against Middlesbrough. He played against Leeds in that dock, innit?
Yes.
I saw him in the tunnel.
Boys, let me tell you something. This is completely off topic, but you know what Skits does on FIFA? On FIFA, yeah, he'll start the slow players, then at the second half, he'll put on Salah and them.
Why? Why do you do that?
So he can play counter attack and outpace you because your boys are tired.
They're mad. They go mad for 45 minutes. They'll go mad. If I can hold off Jordy for 45 minutes, I'm happy.
I think that's class, man. When I hear these stories in FIFA where players get tired of that, I think that's class. When I was playing FIFA, there was no such thing as getting tired.
I expect. You know what the new one is? Sometimes you'll be running through on goal at the 70th and your player will pull up.
What, with a hamstring injury?
Yeah.
Let's go too far.
I don't even like the chemistry thing as well, like where teams have got shit. Like you look at the players' stats and think, it's chemistry's let them down. I'm going like,
yeah,
it's a computer game, cunts.
Yeah, it's true. They judge on how well they think the player would work with another player next to them.
But Skits,
you could have a team full of 6 players.
But you see your trick, yeah, and you worry that in the first half you're gonna get peppered because you got the slow players.
No, I just try and defend as much as I can
in the first half.
Get the best out of my B players. I just need to hold up the first half.
Specs in the first half he plays Origi, Shaqiri, and Lallana. Second half, Firmino, Mane, and Salah.
So
everyone needs a chance.
You can't make no more subs.
No more subs after that.
If Jordy piles me in the first half, I'm angry. I'm angry. I just have to defend, innit? That's it. And try and get the most out of him. Usually I do well.
I've never seen a man do this.
But then you took it on and you did it to me.
Oh yeah, of course. You play man. I'm Bielsa.
It's true.
I am shit on FIFA, man.
Don't watch that, man.
Bielsa is class, by the way.
I like Jordy. Jordy's a good competitor to go against.
Arsene Wenger's book apparently is coming out in October.
I'm on it.
Gonna read that.
What chapter?
I need to see the chapter of abuse.
What chapter do you want to read the most in Arsene Wenger's book?
The last years of his Arsenal years. The last couple.
I want him to talk about when Nasri
when David Dean left as well. When Dean left.
When Nasri and Cesc were leaving an RVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to know why he didn't take Cesc back.
But he's too classy. He's not gonna dish the dirt, man.
That's the thing. I don't think he's gonna grind axes necessarily. No. I do want him to talk about.
He'll spill the whole.
I think he's too classy. I wanted to talk about Ivan Gazidis because I genuinely think they hate each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, yesterday I watched Arsenal remember on YouTube full game. Yeah, Arsenal versus Man United 2-2 at Emirates. Where I think
who scored in that one?
Gallas scores the equalizer. It goes behind the line, and we don't know if it's a goal. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Gallas loves them.
Man U've got a strong team. They've got, I think, Ronaldo, Rooney, I think Tevez at the time. I was looking at Arsenal.
Is that the year they won it?
Yeah, Man United must have been. Man United was silly.
They won the league that year. Yeah.
Anderson was in midfield.
But they won the Champions League.
They won the
Champions League.
I was looking at Arsenal's team, so I was looking at midfield, and we had Song, behind Fabregas with Fleb. Adebayo up front on the right wing was Abue. Hold on. Did you hear what I just said? Listen to that midfield and the strike forward. Flamini, Song in midfield.
Fabregas and Abue.
Adebayo and Abue on the wing.
Oh my god!
Who was on the far left?
Haleb had a free roll.
Okay.
and obviously Eboué stayed on the right. Adebayo was a problem, and then we had Sanyo right back. I think left back was, can't remember who left back was, and the Gallas was at the back. But let me tell you this now: that team is better than Arsenal now.
Yeah, way better.
Wait, no.
Now,
I want Wenger to tell me about Cohen Bramall, Yaya Sanogo, Young.
I used to love that. I used to love when Wenger.
Miyachi.
I used to love when Wenger used to go Auto Trader and buy those cars from South London. Those English guys, those young players coming and saying they've got mad potential. I used to love them ones. Love them ones.
Oh my
You
days.
know what? I can't lie. I miss Wenger.
I do, man. I swear to God, I do, Specs. I miss him, man.
You are not allowed to miss him because you jumped too far on the Wenger outrage.
No, but look what he was doing to us, George.
But you miss him now.
I miss him.
Unai Emery killed you.
That's the X that we want back.
You know what? Yeah, in his first season,
Emery was a Spanish dream.
Arsenal going to beat Fulham 5-0. and the Arsenal fans sing, "We've got Arsenal back." And I came into the office. I looked Tigo in the eye. I was just about to sing it, and Tigo said to me, "Specs, Arsenal fans think that Arsenal got Emery's got the Arsenal back." And I looked at Tigo. I was like, "Wow, it's a howler." There was still bad defending going on, but we all ignored it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Did you see Emery come out and blame his ex-girlfriend on why he lost his Arsenal job?
What?
Yeah. He
For
said
what?
around I think November time he broke up with his missus, and that's why his head was elsewhere, and he was making howlers at Arsenal.
All right, let me tell you this now. I can't imagine these managers beating things like this.
He called her, check Daily Mail. He called her, quote unquote, a white witch.
Wow. Yeah, I'm reading this now. He told me I was a white witch as I had brought him so much bad luck. The day we broke up is when we started to lose. I'm sorry. Can I just say this? If your manager's got a girlfriend,
oh my God, Tigo,
sack him.
That's
sack
it.
him.
I was about to say that. Your
Girlfriend,
manager,
not wife.
Your manager and your prime minister can't have a girlfriend.
No.
They have to be a wife.
Well, that was nothing new with Wenger because Wenger was going out with a French rapper.
Yeah, and a
Asian
French
guy.
tennis player.
Yeah, Wenger lost his wife.
Let's be real.
He gave up his wife for Arsenal, you know.
These are horny managers, boy.
Well, I happen to know a story about a current Premier League manager who was caught this season. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you who it was. I'm just going to say there was a.
Why can't you tell us who it is?
That's terrible.
Because I'm not getting sued.
I'm going to say Pep allegedly.
Okay, that's who you reckon it is.
Pep allegedly.
But yeah, this manager's currently in big trouble.
What, does Pep look like a brothel bangers?
I didn't say anyone's name.
Pep allegedly.
Pep Guardiola. You little hoe.
You know what? When I call Emery liking one of Yasmin Diaz's picks, that's when I knew, yeah, this guy, he's not going to last. Managers, what's going on? Managers not actually doing this stuff.
Let me tell you, my manager, I don't like that my manager has social media.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's not good.
Mike Phelan tweets after games.
What about Brendan Rodgers? He had a few stories
with him?
when he was at Liverpool.
He had stories.
Yeah,
Did he?
allegedly.
I'll tell you, my favorite was fucking Paul Jewell when he was manager of Derby. And Derby were having like their worst ever season. Somehow there was video evidence of him cheating on his wife, and the headline in the newspaper was "Rampant" because the Derby were the Rams.
Yeah, that's class.
And I was just like, "This is sick."
I was thinking in all sport, when I saw Macho Man, Liz, and then Lex Luger came out of the blue, after Macho Man thought it was Hulk Hogan. Listen, these managers are out here, these wrestlers are out here. Lex Luger's beating Macho Man's ex.
Someone said the Prime Minister of Holland is single.
Prime Minister of England is. Oh, well, he's not single, is he? Yeah.
No, he's expecting.
He's
Oh,
just
yeah,
out
wait.
here, yeah.
What's your favorite football myth?
Oh, that's a good one. God, you must have one to ask that question.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm waiting to find out if Wilfred Zaha did it.
Nah, I don't think so.
Did what?
Did what?
So there was a story that David Moyes didn't play him because he beat his daughter.
Oh, he slept with his daughter.
I don't think that's true.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's a situation, then it
What,
has
do
to
you
be.
think the tabloids made that up, Tigo?
Someone made
I think it was Twitter. I don't think it was tabloids.
Someone
I think
made
it
that
was
up at
Twitter.
Iran, boy. I'll tell you that.
So after all,
Has anyone seen Moyes' daughter? Is she a situation?
I think I remember seeing her.
Situation.
Listen, after all, everyone's human beings. That's the thing. Emery, Lex Luger, that's so bad. Everyone's human beings.
You
Like,
know,
Figo, who was it? Who was the wrestler that went to the camera for the girl when he was walking down the road?
We talked about this in Paris. We were sitting in a restaurant eating Italian food in Paris in the last summer, and Specs is sitting there watching a YouTube interview with Dolph Ziggler talking about how he was banging Sonny. No, the interview was with Sonny, and she was talking about banging Dolph Ziggler.
He said, he goes, wink at the camera for me. I'm in the hotel room. When you walk down the ramp, wink for me. So he walks down the ramp. He taps all the fans. He looks at the camera and winks. I said, this guy is a. These times when I watched it live, I thought he was winking at me, but he's winking at Sonny.
do you know what? The WWE wrestlers must be incestuous.
They're banging.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
They have to. Yeah, they look it still.
When I used to look at like Melina and them lot, ooh, I said, someone's beating you. Bro,
They're
Melina,
traveling together. If you travel a lot with people, you just bang just
peak.
out of boredom.
Yes. I didn't even know that Daniel Bryan.
Come on, Edge and Lita had to bang. That's why Matt went mad.
I didn't know that. Daniel Bryan breeded one of those twins, those famous twins from wrestling.
Straight out.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And what's the scary guy? The guy that has the like goat masks and that.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
He breeded a good one.
Did he?
Lighty.
But what he done was wrong. You know what he done?
He called on his wife.
He left his wife and his kids to go and be with Lighty.
Mad.
He thinks it's 06.
Yeah, I saw this.
What is he?
I saw a page
Is
on
he?
that. Yeah.
I saw that.
You saw it. That page has a threesome tape with that Donny from New Day.
What's Paige's surname?
Batista
Yeah.
beat Melina.
Also, I don't know what her surname is, but she's got a film on Netflix, a film about her life.
Someone said Teddy Long said Melina was sleeping around.
Yeah, and Stone Cold beat Deborah.
Married her.
Bruv, that's his wife, bruv.
Yeah, just check.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
Teddy Long said Melina was sleeping around. Like this,
He did say that. I heard
inside
that.
information.
I heard that.
Oh yeah. Do you want to hear the mad one? Stone Cold's first kids live in England.
Swear down.
Oh my day, boys!
What kind of fucking fun fact is that?
Michael Gove.
Yeah.
His daughter is out here.
It really?
She's on TikTok listening to put him in a spliff and that.
What?
No way. The
Who's
girl
Michael
song.
Gove?
She's on TikTok saying put him in a spliff.
He got put in a spliff.
Her I think her TikTok name is 420 Bando Baby.
Fam, do you know what her name is?
Go on.
Beatrice.
Actually, no, let me not do that. My Beatrice is my mum's name.
Yeah, but that's a name for a mum. That's not a name for a driller.
Beatrice Go 420 Bando Baby.
Bando baby.
He's a politician.
What's her name? What social is she on? 420? Or is it just TikTok?
I think that's her TikTok name. I don't know anything else. I've just seen it online.
So burst.
I'll look her up now.
She smokes weed. She listens to 6-7 and Digga D and them. I don't know what she
Is that her?
I think I don't know.
She's a goth.
Bet you love goths.
Geordie, do you remember Stacey Keebler? Stacey Keebler married George Clooney.
That's right.
What?
George
Did
Clooney.
she?
Yep. Do you remember George Clooney?
Yes.
Do I remember George Clooney?
No, not that George Clooney. The other
Oh,
George.
short hair.
Yeah.
No.
You
Remember
and Dan.
the Patter event? Was Geordie there?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Nah. What when
Where you
Poe
were?
took?
I
What
wasn't
Patter
there.
event?
When Poet fell,
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Amazing day. I need to give you the video. I got a
Michelle
video of it.
McCool married Undertaker.
Triple H and Stephanie happens non-stop. So I'm still
I
looking,
love
still looking for
Stephanie.
420 Bando, baby.
Right. I saw Alhan. When Alhan tweeted that, I said, yeah, this is real.
Wow.
By the way,
Aaron probably went to school with her.
Alhan's got people headbutting their cupboards in the kitchen.
I watched it yesterday. I was there.
Al Hannon's a cult leader.
Fam,
I'm
you
telling
know
you.
what? He said to the boy, all right, headbutt your cupboard door. The boy said, what, this one?
Oh, had it mad.
Stop turning off with 16-year-olds, man.
They're mad.
Apparently, Edge married Beth Phoenix. It's all good. It's all going. It's all going. On.
What? When Edge doing a mad thing with Lita?
Yeah, back in the
Hey,
day.
do you not remember the girl that had something nasty on her face? Then Boogeyman ate it off.
What?
No.
And she looked nice. I think her name was Lillian. No.
Nah, that's Lillian
Gillian.
Goss. There's only
Gillian.
one Lillian.
Gillian.
This is not my era.
She had something nasty on her face. And then Boogeyman ate it off. And then now she's at a boxing. That's her rebrand.
Judy, you see Rusev? Is that his name Rusev or Gusev?
Skits is exciting people in the comments right now.
I think his name's Rusev, but I'm not a fan.
You know the manager? His manager, the situation.
Yeah.
Who's she married to?
I don't know. I stopped watching wrestling at that point.
Let me know her name, people, yeah? Rusev's old manager, the one that was going at Bobby Lashley.
Oh, that's his real wife, Lana.
What?
That's his real wife, yeah.
I need another drink.
Oh, we got a penalty goal.
Why?
Macho Man was really married to Liz.
Yeah.
Liz went on Hulk Hogan's side.
Oh, no.
What?
Lana is on Bobby Lashley's side, but what she was the last time I saw.
That's fucked.
And WWE like to do, their storylines of real life.
Yes. Listen, Trending UK said she was JBL's assistant. Yes. Gillian.
Lana.
Boys, I'm going to find the link. I'm going to put it in the chat. Don't worry.
Lana, 1 second.
Lana.
Anyway, back to football, man.
Yeah, let's talk about some football. Yeah, Arsene Wenger's book. I don't know, man. What chapter would be the chapter? I think anything about Sir Alex Ferguson is going to be interesting.
But T, don't you think because in order to sell the book, he might say something a bit outlandish?
So I know someone who works. Well, I know someone whose girlfriend works in books, and they've been chasing him to sell this book for so long that I feel like he's not been on it, and I think he's just writing the book he wants to write. I don't think he's writing the book that the publisher necessarily wants to write. Yeah.
So that means he's a real gangster.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's a real gangster anyway, right?
Boys, I just found Lana on Instagram, the wrestler, yeah? The female wrestler. And guess who follows her?
Lumos.
Nope. David Wheeler.
David Wheeler.
Big Wheat.
He's a shoulder shaker, boy.
Oh, man.
We're going to work with David Wheeler one day. I guarantee it.
Big up David Wheater.
Oh, Lumos is here. Big up Lumos.
Don't big him up.
Inside.
What was I going to
Big
say?
up Lumos.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. By the way, Arsene Wenger's a gangster because he hasn't brought out any hood stories. He should, though.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if he does have an extra grind. Like he's slyly been dropping little hints here and there, and like, but I just don't think he's on it. I don't think he does. There's too many
really
victims.
Yeah,
Any player, who do you think he'll touch up on? Like, where there was a little dispute, or who do you think he'll spill the beans on?
Gallo.
How many players are
Gallo.
negative? How many players are negative about him after they work with him? I feel like maybe Adebayor.
Well, I know a few, but behind the
say something
scenes.
about Fabregas.
Only behind the
not
scenes.
wanting him back.
No, I don't think the not getting Fabregas back was that complicated. Like they just had they got Mesut Ozil. What are you gonna do?
I know a few players that had problems with him, but behind the scenes, I really can't say.
Yeah, there was some young players who said stuff like, "Oh yeah, he only ever wanted to hang around with this kind of player, and that he was extra friendly with the African players, but he wouldn't talk to."
Robert Perez hates him.
Robert Perez must hate him, but Robert Perez he only used him to get access to the training ground.
He's bold.
What's that?
This Thomas Partey to Arsenal. I refuse to read about it. Is this transfer rumours as usual?
It's nonsense.
Okay, cool.
Steve Bold is the one that should write a book, or Pat Rice.
Why? Because he's been there from the get. Oh yeah.
Let's just do this. Let's do the Thomas Partey to Arsenal talk quickly.
Let's go.
Arsenal are trying to get their players to take 12.5% pay deductions so that they can survive coronavirus. But they're also bidding £44 million for Thomas Partey, guys. Guess which one of these is not true?
They're not bidding. They're not bidding for Thomas Partey.
You know which one's not true? The players taking pay cuts. You got to give the crowd what they want. Am I lying? It's the crowd want Partey.
But you know what? I did say in the chat, football, as corrupt as football is, I wouldn't be surprised if someone has some shoebox money.
There's teams with shoebox money. I just don't think Arsenal are one of them.
You don't
really?
Jack Grealish to Manchester United, another big rumor that makes 0 sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either.
I think that makes sense.
It makes sense that it makes sense that he should be it should make sense that he should be a Manchester United player. I agree with that. The idea that he would, like, when your team is not relegated, it's not in the Premier League, it's not Manchester United buy a player in this uncertain situation, knowing that in a month's time, Aston Villa are going to be desperate for as much money as they can get. But let's give them 40 million today. That's the smart piece of business.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard the fee is 60. Can I be honest though, T? I believe Pogba is gone.
I believe he wants to be gone.
I believe they're going to make it happen.
To where?
Madrid.
Madrid need him.
Madrid have got Cruz and Modric. Well, actually, they've got Valverde, but yeah.
They need Pogba. They need something different.
I think he's gone.
I think they've been holding a space for him for a couple of years.
But is it possible that Pogba does a U-turn?
And
I don't think it would be a U-turn. I think it would be a backhand.
And what, and stays?
I'll have him back, man.
You know what? I actually think him wanting to stay will piss off Man United, like the board.
I think he should do, yeah. I think it would piss off Solskjaer.
Yeah,
because I think him and his agent have actually made Solskjaer look like a child.
A lot of the times, yeah. And Solskjaer's trying to be classy like Wenger. But come on, man, stop it.
Yeah, he struggles.
Today's not the day for that. Let's just be transparent. We're not stupid people.
Yeah, I think a lot of this narrative is that Dan wants Pogba, but Perez doesn't really. Guys, these are old perspectives. These aren't. This not how things are today.
I just look at the team and I think they do need one more midfielder. They've got Valverde, who's class. They've got Casemiro, but Modric and Cruz, I think they're on their way out because they're.
Cruz just signed a new deal, didn't he?
Is it?
Yeah, I think Modric is.
How old is Cruz now?
31.
And Modric?
Modric is 34, and he almost went into last.
He tried to go into, yeah.
Why is it when players turn 34, 35, Italy are always ready for those kind of guys?
Because that league is 10 minutes behind.
In Serie A, throw-ins are like handshakes. The ball goes out and they're just like, go on, you go, throw it on. And then it's like they'll keep the ball for like 2 minutes before someone tries to tackle them.
Godin turned 48 and went to Inter.
Yeah.
And now they're fighting for the league.
Yeah, Ashley Young's over there. Killing it.
That's why I don't rate Lukaku going there, but I get it.
Yeah, I just think it was a passage. I think he had to go there. He couldn't go. He couldn't go up.
Oh, I know what you're saying, Jordy.
What?
You say Lukaku's 45. That's why he's there. I saw that one.
But see, now, my problem is now, does Lukaku go somewhere else after this? And will it be a better team? Or have we seen his season play out, his career play out now?
I think there's still levels for Lukaku to climb.
Another team, a better team.
Yeah.
Why can't Lukaku go with Madrid?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, he
Why
can't.
not?
He can.
Why?
He's not mobile enough.
Well, even Karim Benzema, that's a truck.
Yeah, but Karim Benzema is a great system player. He's done it for 10 plus years.
I think Lukaku scored goals everywhere he's been. That if you can't work a system around a striker that scores goals everywhere he goes, your system's pretty shit.
He's underrated, man.
Well, no, we got to think about the manager too. You know, Zidane is a snob.
He's a snob with Benzema up front.
He's a snob with a lot of man. I actually don't understand his logic sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like judging like B-level players in Madrid and Barcelona is like really difficult.
I think we've seen Lukaku's career play out.
What, is it Inter Milan level for the rest of his career?
I believe so, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Give him his respects, man. He went in and banged. He's banging him when he goes.
Lukaku has my respect. He does. I just don't think it didn't work for him at Man United. It's probably Man United's fault, but now you've left.
But it did work for him at Man United. That's not even true.
Left, your strikers weren't scoring. No one was scoring like him. You missed goals when he left.
Okay, that's fine, but is that you saying it worked for him? No, it didn't.
I think it did. I do think it did. I think you look at the Manchester United team that he left that season, Lukaku was not the problem.
Yeah, but the Man United team he joined was just fresh off a Europa League win.
Yeah.
After that, you didn't do nothing. You bounced.
No, he did. He scored a lot of goals that year.
All right, cool. It worked for him then. But I can't say it did. I can't. I'm sorry.
I get it. If I supported a team with Lukaku in it and it just wasn't the kind of striker I wanted, I understand.
I think Lukaku was the striker I wanted.
Who were the two that were talked about that summer?
Alvaro Morata. I wanted him easily.
Never rated Morata.
I wanted him over Morata easily. And I was happy when he came. And do you know what I found? I found that he kept scoring the third goal out of a 4-0 win.
Yep.
And then I thought, all right.
You got to keep an eye on those players. Yeah. Lacazette.
Yeah, Lacazette.
Then I thought, all right, are you really helping us here, or are you just in the way? And I think it was a bit of both a few times. He was definitely a Jose player. He wasn't an Oli player, but I think Oli used him right for that little run when Oli went mad. He used him right when he put him on the wing. Remember?
I think you got to look at what he does for Belgium as well. And again, international football, whatever. The way like his goal record there is mental. But the way he plays is different to how he played at Man United. He
is the top scorer of Belgium, which everyone likes to point out, but they've got to remember that before that was Emil Penza.
Congolese?
Where was he from? Congo? Was he from Congo?
Yeah.
You've had juice already. But boys, I'm gonna go and feed this one. She started.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap this up then. We're gonna wrap this up at 2 hours today. I think the sunshine got to people a little bit. But yeah, man. Paul Pogba's a really good football player who does not want to play for Manchester United, and Manchester United fans need to just move on.
Everyone tweet us your topics on Twitter for tomorrow. That might be good.
Also, Arsenal fans, when are we going to get the real Jamie Vardy? We bought a Japanese Vardy called Asano. I don't know where he is. Then we bought Lucas Perez. Call him the Vardy. Don't know where he is. When are we finally going to get a Vardy when Aubameyang goes? That's all I ask.
And stream our music. Thank you.
Pagans and A13 and all that.
All that stuff, yeah, please.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Love you.
Filthy at 5.